Portia introduced me to the food of her country, and I tried flavors that I had never tried before. And I told her that if I ever get married and get pregnant, I'm going to crave for fufu. So she will have to come and make me fufu with this chicken soup that she makes.
Just fly me to Argentina or wherever you are at that time. She has learned my culture, or she's curious about my culture, and so that she understands me better and we can live in peace and in harmony. Not met a person like that before.
No, medase. I don't know if your ever first crush was your boyfriend. I know your very first crush, but I cannot say it.
You cannot say the name?
Edit it out. Edit it out.
I'm not editing anything.
No, I don't think you want this.
Oh, really? Because I don't crash easily. I don't have many crashes. Honest, chincha.
Your brother.
We are back on this channel, and today's video we are going to be talking about living together, as in Danny and myself living together for the past year and a half. I mean, we've been friends for years, for some time now, but we started living together February last year, and yeah, so it's a year and a half. About a year and a half. And yeah, I think I remember the very first video when we moved to this house for the first time. We made our first weekend vlog. It's actually on this channel, so you can watch that. It was a very fun video. Yeah, and that was the very first week we entered this house. And interestingly, today we are in the last week. We are about to exit this house, and yeah, unfortunately we are going to be distanced. We are going to be in Korea, but we are moving to different cities for different purposes. And so, yeah, today we just want to look at the in-between. I think you guys saw the beginning, and now we are recording the ending, but what happened in between, the memories made, and yeah, how it's been living together. We want to share it on this channel. I think we want to share it also because, and we are recording it because we want to capture this special moment and look back someday and see what God has done and how far we've come. So we are going to be mainly talking on two main areas. We are going to first share our highlights about living in this place, specifically like events that have happened here, things that we have done here that stand out. So we are going to share that, and then we are going to share about what we love about each other, living together.
Okay, before we dive in, let's find out how well we know each other.
Let's do it.
Do you know my cell phone number by heart?
No way. Really? Who memorizes? I mean, who memorizes anybody's numbers?
This was done by a boomer because no one memorizes.
No
yeah,
way.
So no.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't.
Do you know the first name of my first ever crush?
The thing is, you never mention names.
Yeah, I see. And also, I don't think I ever told you about my first crush.
The very first one?
Yeah, my very first crush. I was very
You are young. No, you told me.
No. I was 11.
You told me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just didn't mention
it.
It's
impossible. No. And
yeah,
I don't know if your ever first crush was your boyfriend. I know your very first crush, but I cannot say it.
You cannot say the name?
Edit it out. Edit it out. Edit it out.
I'm not editing anything.
No, I don't think you want this.
Oh, really? Because I don't crash easily. I don't have many crashes. Honest, chincha.
Your brother. Am I right or wrong?
That's true.
Okay, Danny won.
Oh yeah.
Let's count points.
Yes. I mean, I have 3 brothers, so like, which of my brothers? That one is not out there.
Okay.
So yeah.
Your middle name, of course, Miss Akia. Portia Akia Yeboah.
Your middle name, Noemi.
Yay. Okay. 1 point per each.
Yeah, we are keeping score.
Yes, of course.
1-1.
This is a competition.
1-1. Yes.
Okay. Whether or not they want to get married.
I will go first. Oh my. Yours is hard. Mine is easy.
No. Okay.
Yours is hard.
Mine is, what have you heard me say many, many times? That one is the correct one.
Okay. If it is God's will, she will get married. But if it's up to choice,
Yeah, if it's up to
she will
choice.
choose not to.
Okay, yeah, perfect. And
my
obviously,
point.
her answer is yes. She wants to get married.
I'm not in a haste though.
Yeah, that's true. She's happy the way she is right now, and if this remains, she doesn't mind. But if it's up
Happy
to
and
her,
content.
she would prefer to get married. Their pants side, nah. Okay, no, let's skip this one. Their biggest pet peeve. Yeah, this one you know mine, and I know yours. What's my biggest pet peeve?
Okay. So Danny hates to see people in the way, like where it's supposed to be, a space that people are walking, and you just find somebody standing in the middle of nowhere. It gets on her nerves.
So places, let me explain. Places that are meant for circulation, I hate when people just randomly stop. For example, let me give you an example. Stairs. So I am going down the stairs, I have someone in front of me, and then suddenly they pull out their phone and they stop in the middle of the stairs. It gets me. I hate it. Or in the middle of a hallway,
just hit them in the butt.
Yeah, I have been tempted to push them, but I don't want to kill anyone. So, but yeah, it makes me very irritated. But for Portia, her pet peeve is when people don't show up and don't let her know. So if she has an appointment, she hates when people like said, "Oh yeah, let's meet," and then they don't appear, but they don't even bother to tell her, "I'm not going." Yeah.
That's the thing. They just stand you up like I'm waiting, and I hate it because then I start assuming, okay, what went wrong? Like I have all these scenarios created. So why would you put me in this position? Like you torture me if you do that to me. If we have an appointment and you cannot, meet on time, you are running late, and it just communicate, hey, I'll be an hour late. I would wait. I'll be 2 days late. I would wait, but not communicate at all. Kills me. Like it really, yeah. We got that. 1 point each.
1 point each. Favorite food. Oh,
this is hard.
This is hard for you.
I mean, favorite food, because we've tried so many foods from so many countries. So favorite food in Korea or favorite food overall? I think you have to be
food overall is also
specific.
my favorite food
in Korea. Kimbap.
Yeah. Oh no, this is not fair.
I get 1 point.
I don't know your favorite food.
That's the thing. I actually don't have one favorite food. It depends on where I am, and so like I have a couple of Ghanaian foods that I love, Korean foods that I love.
Well, for Korean food, I know is samgyeopsal.
Yep.
Okay, can I get a point? And from Ghana, I know.
Can you guess? My! If you got this one, please take 2 points for sure. I'll give it to you.
But I don't remember the name. But
what is it made of?
It has gari.
Gobe is not my favorite. It's just too famous. So I made you try it, but it's not my favorite. I like gari though. I like gari, but Gobe is not my favorite.
I don't know. Does it have peanut butter or peanut?
Well, I love peanut butter. You can make it with the soup goes with so it's a carbohydrate source. It's like a starchy food, and it comes with soup, and the soup can be made with peanut butter.
I don't know.
I like banku, guys. It's banku. The kondo, fermented kondo with cassava dough. Remember we made it? I made it the other day.
Okay, yeah.
And I love jollof rice too. So that's the thing. Depending on what season or what mood, one overrides the other. So I love good food. Basically, I have no favorite. It's hard for me to pick favorites. Like favorite book, favorite.
And I have no
idea. Except color.
I have no idea what she likes of food, because she for Ghana she has introduced me to so many dishes. They are so spectacular. I have no idea.
It's the same with me with Argentinian dishes. I mean, not specifically Argentina, but she just loves to cook. So she, cooks food from different countries, and I have tried so many of them. She's such a good cook. So yeah,
this one you will win, because whatever you say, you will be right. Okay. I wouldn't know yours though. Well, I've seen you cry.
I mean, yeah. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that.
The prompt is a movie that makes them cry. And the thing is, I cry with absolutely everything. I have such a low threshold for crying. I am so sensitive
see.
that if the actor is crying for whatever reason, even if the scene is not sad, I'm gonna cry
She
too.
cries, yeah.
So I cry
Very
with empathy.
emotional.
So literally every movie that has someone crying or a little bit of like a dramatic scene, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. So yours is easy. Yours is easy.
Any movie in existence, basically.
Can you guess mine?
For Portia, I'm gonna be right because I saw her cry with this movie.
I know which one.
Yeah. So we went
Okay.
to the cinema to watch The Sound of Freedom, and I saw her
Yeah.
cry.
That was the first one that actually came to mind. That was the most recent one that made me cry.
But I don't know if there must be another
Yeah.
one, but I don't know.
Yeah, Sound of Freedom is the first one I was thinking of actually. I don't cry often, a lot, like when I watch movies. I may be sad and quiet, but like tearing or bawling, she does that. It's her specialty. Okay. Do we want to do more? We can wrap
Let's
up
do
then.
this one and
Okay.
this one. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
The last two.
Okay. What's the next one?
How many kids they want to have?
Yes. Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
Well, you don't put a number to it, but I know you want to have many,
Yes.
like many kids. So
This is funny and a contradiction.
yeah,
I
right, exactly. To the first question, right?
Yeah, I don't want to get married, but if I do get married, I don't mind having a lot of kids. And for Portia,
yeah.
actually, I don't know.
Okay, give me. I say
But
at least. At least, if God allows,
at least 3.
You are close.
4.
4.
At least 4.
At least 4.
I say.
2 boys, 2 girls, at least. But the 3 is kind of correct, depending on who my partner is. So if my husband wants less, I could compromise and 3. But yeah, at least 4 or more. I love big families.
Yeah.
I'm coming from a big family, so I love big families. Good.
I'll give you that point, and I will not give myself a point. What do they want to name their first kid?
Caleb.
I talk too much.
I literally.
No, and for Portia, this is unfair because she doesn't know.
I don't know what. I don't know what.
I asked you this question and you told me you don't know.
Oh yeah. For my friend, I haven't even thought of dude, I don't even know who my husband is. But yeah.
Yeah, I think
this was fun.
Yeah, okay.
This was fun.
Portia won.
I think did I? I don't know. I thought it was a draw.
It was a draw, but the last question about like how many kids, I didn't get it right. I said 3 and
okay.
Even though my answer, like having a lot of kids, that is very ambiguous, but it's true. So,
yeah, it's not ambiguous. That's that's your answer to me. That's what you told me.
But it's true. That's why I concede.
So starting with the first one about highlights, living in this place, specifically events that have happened. So I don't know if Danny, you want to go first or should I go first?
You can go first.
Okay. So I think for me, one of the key moments that stands out, or it's a highlight for me, is actually the videos we've been making. Like in making these videos, it's so funny and it's hilarious. So the very first one we made, I think the weekend vlog, it was a very tiring one, but I loved it. It took the whole day, and she spoilt me that day. So it's one of the highlights that I always remember.
It was my first experience being part of a YouTube video, and it was so weird to like tell my friends, hey, I'm in a YouTube video in a YouTube channel, because it feels so meta, right? You are always watching these people who look like celebrities or these influencers, and suddenly you're part of a video. But the funniest thing is that was not the first video I was in.
I was actually going to mention, I think that was
not the first video I was in. Actually, we were together by mistake. Actually, I appeared in one of her videos. I was not supposed to be eating with that group.
She didn't even know I was recording the video too.
If you, it's a weekend in my life, something like this. So go find that video, and if you find me, comment, hey Danny, you're here. You will get a prize of a like.
That was like in 2021, I think. It's been almost 3 years now, so it's an old video, and we've changed a lot since then too. So
I was recording a video
What?
and you are in my video.
Okay, hi guys. I don't know what this video is for, but hi, nice to meet you. This is Daniel.
Daniel, hi. Nice to meet you.
yeah.
I think the highlight for me was all the food that we cooked together. Because you have to understand that she's coming from Ghana. I'm coming from Argentina, but I have a background like in more like European style cuisine and also like Korean. I enjoy a lot of Korean food. And then she had been living here in Korea, so she also had taste for Korean food. So suddenly we were like, yeah, let's eat everything.
Yeah.
But the cooking was special because we both came from living in dorm, and usually you cannot cook. And we had a gas stove, which in Korea is very weird. Weird? Yeah, it's very weird actually to have a
Gas
no.
stove. Yeah.
Wait,
Normally
weird
they
is not
use
the
the
word I'm looking for.
rare. Rare. You mean?
Rare, yeah. No, it's
But no, that I think you could use weird too because it's not.
it's so weird, guys. So weird. So
It's not
no,
common. Yeah,
it's
it's
not
not
yeah,
common,
it's
so
not
it
common.
makes
That
it
was another.
weird. Yeah.
So it's not common to have a gas stove, and it's the electric convention, like kind of convection,
Yeah.
kind of yeah. And I don't like that. But to be able to have a gas stove here and an oven, we could have an oven.
Yeah.
There were times I would be out of my mind, tired, and I would come back home and be baking. And Portia was like, "Danny,
Should be
what are
rested.
you doing?" And I'm like, "I need to do this.
Yeah.
This is my way of resting."
Yeah.
No, but like Portia introduced me to the food of her country, and I tried flavors that I had never tried before. And I told her that if I ever get married and get pregnant, I'm going to crave for fufu. And so she will have to come and make me fufu with this chicken soup that she makes.
Just fly me to
Yeah.
Argentina
I
or wherever
really-
you were at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many foods that she made me try too. I think I had the best pasta I had. It's not when you look at it, you made it with, was it spinach?
Yeah,
That
spinach
pasta. Let me not go there. It was just way too good. It was too good. So yeah, I really do love the foods too. Yeah.
Wait, I have one
you
more
have
thing
another?
to add. No, it's related to this one. So
Okay.
not only the food, it was coming back from a very, very tiring day from lab, very, very hungry, and suddenly being hit by the smell in winter of a soup, and Portia being like, "I made you dinner," and it was that was a highlight more than the food. It was the feeling behind it. So that's the highlight for me. Yeah.
Thank you. You did same for me too. Another highlight for me was a time when I think it was the end of last year. You were going to the US and to Argentina, and I love that fellowship we had with your family. I remember we had a call, like Danny was traveling, and we called to pray together for her. So we took turns, and then we were praying. Like her family was praying in Spanish, and then she would translate. And then when I prayed, she translated for them. But even though I couldn't like fully understand like Spanish, I just felt so close to the family, and I felt like, wow, this is family, like God's family first of all, and them just really accepting me and including me to be part of the call because grandma was there, aunties were there, mom and dad, your sisters called in. So I was like, this is so special for me. So I still remember, that time. Yeah.
Actually, you want to know something funny? It's not funny, but like to me, it was like, why are you crying? So my mom, I called my mom on Monday, and I was telling her. She asked me, "How is the moving preparation going?" I said, "Oh no, it's going fine." And then she told me, "But what about Portia?" And then she started crying, and I'm like, "Why are you crying? I should be crying, or Portia should be crying." But why are you? She was like, "Yeah, I don't know. It's just that tell her that she has a family and we are a family in Christ." And I'm like, "Mom, of course." And also, we're not gonna like separate. Like, I'm not. I'm never. Yeah, I don't. She was crying so with so much anguish. I'm like, okay, I should be this one. Are you absorbing?
Danny's mom is the sweetest. the loveliest. Like she'll pray for you, she'll send you gifts, like
Yeah.
all the way from Argentina, like my graduation gift.
She adopted Portia.
Yeah, literally, I am the. You are no longer the last child. I think I am because you're
No.
older than I am.
No, for real. My mom, she loves
She's
like
so
shopping
sweet.
clothes, and then she stopped searching for me. She was like, "Oh, I found this skirt for Portia," and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hello." No, I'm joking. I really like my mom. I think my mom's love language is gift giving. So
Too.
also, yeah.
Yeah, very thoughtful, like so thoughtful. And I really appreciate that. She's just from a distance, she's been loving on me, like sending me verses, scripture, inspiration, encouragement, gift, the gift. Yeah, so I definitely have to go to Argentina to
You
meet
have
this
to.
wonderful woman in person. But
Oh,
yeah,
she will come.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
probably.
have to. She has to. Yeah. What do you have another
For
one?
me, another highlight was how in sync we were spiritually. It's related to this one, but I remember this day. We had an issue in church. I don't want to go into, but I was heartbroken, and I remember I came back home and I told Portia, but I wanted to come back home and sit down with Portia and tell her. And I remember that I told her, and immediately, I felt like she was like, okay, let me share this burden. And then I remember how we cried together and how like so in sync we were in the spirit. We knew that we were not crying, like it was not our flesh crying, it was our spirit crying together, and we prayed. And that week we saw how God worked so incredibly that it was like, yeah, and that was just one example, but that was the most like evident example of all, like how God solved everything, and how much encouragement he gave. And it started with our repentance, like coming to God and saying we feel like we're not doing things correctly. We're also part of the church, so yeah, and it was such a great time, which also, I mean, it's related to, from the moment we came to this house we thought about a place to pray. So that it was more like a symbolic thing in the beginning, but we had a prayer tent, and I think in a sense it was like this house, we from the beginning we said this is a house where we call upon God and the presence of God. So I love that part of like sharing burdens, spiritual burdens with each other. But I remember that specific occasion.
Oh, yeah. I think what I was going to share is actually also related. My next highlight was that just every moment that we spoke, we had conversations, like deep talks in the night. It always led to prayer. It always led to prayer. Like we share the deepest things, our worries, our troubles, things, burdens on our heart, and we literally carried each other's burdens. And it always, I mean, we couldn't carry the burdens on our own, and we always left it at the feet of Christ. So yeah, those prayer times, those deep conversations, sometimes we don't even know how it starts. By the time we realize it's past 2 a.m. and we are still talking, crying and sharing and praying. So yeah, those were moments that I truly love too. And I just love this. I think I always say this, that the foundation of our friendship is first centered in Christ, like this gospel relationship. As I found this term recently in one of our Bible studies, a pastor was sharing like gospel friendships, like gospel. It's like, oh yeah, that's what I think Danny and I share. That at first of all, we are in sync in spirit, and so whenever we share everything, like perspectives, we are looking at how God sees it, and always bringing it back to God and encouraging each other. And if there is one thing that I've really learned about Danny, is that her opinions don't matter. She always goes back to what the word of God says. And so you could be whoever, you can tell her whatever, but if it's contrary to what the Bible says, you can keep your opinion to yourself. She's not buying that.
That is my mother's
Like she's
teaching.
not
My mom is like
buying
that.
that. Yeah. And it's very practical. It's not just what she says, but living with her, I've seen how consistently she always goes back to God's word. You are saying this, and even her own opinion, she challenges her own opinions with the word of God. So if you come with any argument, okay, then let's go to the Bible. If you're not on the same page, what does the Bible say? And living with her, I think over the years I've come to, I've become like that also. I'm more conscious about it now. Before I was like, but I think over the years I have learned to. It always goes back to what does the Word of God say. It doesn't matter what you're saying, and it has become my habit too when it comes to dealing with situations. So yeah, that's what holds us. This friendship, this bond we share, I think is first centered in Christ. Our connection and how we are rooted in the word. Danny will come and you will share something, and then I have literally the same opinion on that. I was like, I was thinking same, and it's like, I'm like, Danny, why are you reading my mind? It's literally, it was like we could complete each other's sentences.
Okay, sorry. If you understand the reference, that we finish each other's sandwiches.
The song, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
But
another.
I think I don't want to go like too much on the because that I think is related to what we like about each other.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think I
let
diverted
me
a bit.
tell another highlight.
Yeah.
So actually, another thing that was not only we like were like roommates, like flatmates, but we also like were a team in church. We both were serving in Usher's ministry. She was the leader of Usher's ministry, and I was serving in Usher's. And then I was the leader in youth ministry, and Portia was serving as a teacher there. And just how in sync we were there too, like how we could like be like a team, like we would come back home and do stuff for church together during the weekend. For me, it was not easy to balance my studies. So my studies have always been an issue for me.
She's a PhD researcher, very busy. Yeah.
So I would like be burnt out, but the weekends were the best for me. Like being able to prepare, like we had in the morning of Saturdays, we would have our YM youth ministry meeting, and then the ushers meeting in the afternoon, and then we would serve the whole morning of Sunday together.
Yeah.
And I think that it all started from this home. Like in this home, we could come back and talk about the issues. We could pray for it. So that one is also a highlight of this place.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's one of my highlights too. Okay, guys, so now we are going to talk about or share about what we like about each other living together. And yeah, for this one, I have a whole list. Okay, so as I unravel my list, Danny, do you want to start? Because I have to arrange it. This is a whole list of things about you that I compiled. So
In the toilet paper? Should I feel?
I couldn't find the longest.
Should I feel like honored or insulted right now?
Do you want to help me hold one end? Yes. Wow. I have more, but guys, we'll start from here. But yeah, Danny, should I go first? Do I want to go first? I will go first.
I forgot to. Yeah.
I'll go first. I think the first thing I want to mention about Danny is how thoughtful and caring she is. I remember this started when we were actually going to move here. When we had to pick rooms, it starts from there in this house. So actually, on the day of moving, I had an appointment in another city, so I didn't come here. So she came on the first day to see the place. She literally, in making arrangements with the agent and everything, Daniel literally handled it with the help of her Korean friend, her lab mate. So she literally handled everything. And she's like, oh, we found a nice home, all of that. I was like, oh, great. And then how many? We had 2 rooms. So now we had to pick the rooms. And she told me, but Portia, so there's one big room and there is a small room. She was the first to come and see the place, and Danny chose the small room and left me with the big room that had AC, and her room doesn't even have AC. So I'm like, what in the world? Like, wait, and she found a way to, convince me that the smaller room is the best for her. But I just could see the heart and thoughtfulness behind it, and I was like, wow, that really made me emotional. Like, so selfless that she puts people before her. She thinks about the other person and how she can serve. She's literally that. She's a server in whatever situation. She's thinking of how she could serve. Like if she gets to a place, she's not waiting for people to come and serve her. No, she gets to a place and she doesn't even feel like a guest that she needs to be served, but she serves others. And yeah, that's one thing that I love about living with you, Danny, about you, your personality. Yeah.
And I feel so like I don't know where to put my head. I feel like an ostrich that wants to bury the head in the earth. I don't like receiving compliments. Yeah, that's one thing. I don't like receiving compliments. I don't know what to do with the compliment.
Take it in.
No, I don't.
Swallow it. Let it go down. Yeah, but
So I don't, I feel awkward receiving compliments. So if you see my face and it's, I don't know what to do with my face neither. Should I smile? Should I
they're
frown?
just facts, okay? Don't see them as compliments. See them as truths, facts about you.
Well, I don't know if this like is it starts from when we moved together, but when I first saw Portia, I knew like when I first saw her, I knew that this girl, she is like however you see her right now, that's how she is. Like I value authenticity the most in people. And like when I saw her, I knew that she wore her heart outside. Like in Argentina, we say that you wear your heart outside of you. Like you don't have anything to be ashamed of. You're so sure about yourself. You're so sure about what you believe, and you don't care like to present yourself the way you want. Like you don't care. You're like I am like this, and unapologetically I'm like this. And if you don't like it, it's your problem. I'm gonna be happy. So for me, it was during COVID, and everything was so like that time was very like dark. Like you see, feel the tension, but you would always see her smiling, cracking jokes, like go like literally a ray of sunshine walking. And then when we came together to live here, you know, you get to know the person. Like when you see them outside and you interact a little bit, it's like you don't actually know the person. You know how they act in a social situation, but you know them the best when you live with them. But she was exactly like that. Like she never changed. So I'm like, yeah, she is authentic. Like she, whatever you see her to be, like she's like that always consistently. So yeah, that is one of the things that I was surprised, because there are not many people that are authentic, and there are not many people who like are transparent like that. They, whatever like you see them to be, they are like that. And I value that a lot, and it was very surprising to me. Like, yeah, this is exactly how she is.
But you are like that too. Yeah, Dani is literally describing herself too.
No,
Literally,
don't do this to me.
Honestly, you are very authentic too. And that's why I love it. Honestly, I cannot do with people who are double faced. I cannot. It's how can I trust you? Like, which you should I trust? So yeah. Another thing I love about Dani, is this lady is so smart. Okay, she's a deep thinker with a crazy sense of humor, by the way. But I love her brains. Like literally, I live with a genius. So Danny is, stop it. Just take it. Honestly, Danny, with her, I'm always learning. So she comes and she goes, "Do you know?"
No,
I'm
did
like,
you know?
"Yeah, did you?"
Did you know?
Did you know? I'm like, yeah. So living with her, I'm always learning. I love her. She's just knowledgeable in almost every area, and to have, honestly, this is a quality I'm looking for in a husband too. Honestly, Danny is setting the bar so high. I'm like, yeah, this is the kind of person I want to be living with for the rest of my life. And she's knowledgeable in so many areas, and she challenges you to, learn and to have information, make good decisions, and things like that. So I love how she challenges me, that indirectly challenges me to learn more and to be curious about things, because she's so curious. Like I'll bring up a topic and Danny already knows about this. I'm like, is there anything you don't know, woman? Is there a single thing? Literally, in science, religion, faith, whatever it is, social situations, politics. Hey, this She knows
I
literally
really love.
everything, technology, like everything. So I'm always learning with her. I'm always learning from her also. Yeah. So I love her. How her life is literally a life of learning, and yeah.
But this is connected to another thing I love about Portia. That is that she's very insightful. So for me, I don't share usually what I know with other people unless they bring it out, like they bring it up, like, oh, what about this, and they want to make conversation. I don't usually talk about like what I know, but with Portia, it didn't feel like I'm just like the genuine like attention and the insight she brought to the topic made me like challenge. I love having challenging conversations, so it made me challenge even my points of view. And her way of like asking questions is very smart, and the way she carries conversation is very good. She's an E in the MBTI, which means she's an extrovert. Usually extroverts are better at socializing, and I think the way she carries a conversation, not only with me, I observed this with other people. Today we went to have lunch with a family, and I was thinking like the way she asked questions that I wouldn't even like, it wouldn't even occur to me to ask. Asking questions and carrying the conversation is very like, I admire that a lot about her. So talking with her has been a delight. That's why some nights we would talk like
We
for
talk.
hours. We would be like, oh, it's
You
2
don't see
a.m.
time. Yeah.
We
Time
sat to
just
eat to dinner at like 8, and then suddenly
again.
it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because you, I don't know, I have not met a person like Danny. Honestly, like I have not met a person like
The
Danny
same.
who is just so deep in her thought, and she brings perspective. I think that's another part of it too. I think with our differences in personality, which is not that huge, but our MBTI difference I think plays some role. But she literally sees things. She brings new perspective to things. So we may see the same thing, and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is how I feel about this. And Danny will look at the other side. I was like, oh yeah, right. I didn't think about that. So now I have two perspectives on the same thing, and then come to a compromise or a final decision. But I love having another perspective, and Danny has a perspective on everything. You name it. Like she has something. She has thought about almost everything. She has thought about before you ask her something. She has an opinion. I'm like,
I am a chronic overthinker. That is a problem. My mind never stops. I
"Ah."
overthink everything. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So when anything happens, the first person I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get home to talk to Danny about this. I we always bring it up and we always share, and I love how it always also leads to praying for each other, encouraging each other, and yeah, she's just like that. And another thing about I love about Danny is, I mean, we already mentioned about the cooking for yourself, and I think this is an addition to this. This is just a specific example. She literally has taught me how to love practically. Um, you know how people, oh, I love you. She just doesn't say I love you, but she somehow finds out. She observes a lot, and so she's able to that's her love language, by the way. So
gift
she
giving.
loves to give gifts, and not just like Danny will premeditate on what gift to give you on your birthday months. And if she misses somebody's birthday, like if it's a week to, oh, it was this person's birthday, it's a week to their birthday. That's way too late for her. She needs months to think about the person, what gift she get. Very thoughtful in her picking of gift for people, and she literally customizes everybody's gift to them. And for me, I mean, I know people do give gifts, but I have not received such thoughtful, special, curated for me, kind of gifts. It's always like that. And sometimes we just randomly, it's not a birthday, it's not nothing. She just went to buy stuff, and then she saw a palette and she's like, oh, I think this palette will look good on you. And then she'll buy for me, like push out a gift. Oh yeah, I went to Olive Young and this is for you. I'm like, hey, wait. what have I done? You know, if you grow up in a culture where you only receive gifts either on occasions or when you have done a special thing as an award or reward for you or something like that, but just random gifts like that, which is very like thoughtful, and I feel so much loved when she does that. I remember I went to this one broke me, and she wasn't home when I arrived, but I literally cried. So I went on a mission trip, and I earlier this year in winter when I went to Madagascar, and then we returned. So I just came home, and I think I got home earlier and she was still at lab. She was at work. So she left me a message that she'll be coming a bit late. I was like, okay. I was just coming and I was just going to get some rest. I opened my door, and you guys won't believe the number of plushies. She loves plushies, and she's so good at, when we go and do the claw machine thing, she always draws stuff. Like, I am so bad at it. Like, I always waste money, but she's so good. So the plushies that she has hunted for herself, about 6 plushies on my bed, with she had designed this welcome home. I'm like, I was only away for a week or two, woman. Like, this is just so thoughtful with my a box, like a gift again. I'm like, oh my goodness, this girl is spoiling me. She's spoiling me, and now she's setting the bar so high for whoever I'll be living with in the future. But I sat with that for a minute. I was like, wow, this is what practically loving, because she observes you, she knows what you love, and she gives that to you when you are not expecting it. So that's the thing. She's always blowing me away. I'm like, hey, what have I done to deserve you? Like, yeah. So I love how she gifts you thoughtfully. Gift giving is just one of them, how thoughtful she is. But yeah, it has really taught me how to love practically. Don't just love with words, love with action. Serve people, serve them, think about them. And I'm learning to do that. Before, I'm good with, I think for me, maybe words of affirmation, encouraging is one, the love I love to give, like my giving. Receiving, I love gift, yes. I love physical touch and quality time. Okay, let me not share too much about my love language here. But yeah, but I felt that part very so practical, like knowing people's love languages and serving them in that way. And she's always serving. So yeah, we will miss you for that. I will miss you for that.
Yeah, but actually, the reason why gift giving is my love language is because I suck at the other ones. I don't know. I am not good with words of affirmation. I feel like my words trip. Like, in my heart, in my mind, I know what I want to say, maybe, but I don't. I don't know. I can't find the words or the moment. So gift giving is the only way I have. That's why usually I don't say I love you that easily. It's not a word that you will hear a lot from me, because I only say it if it has a specific reason why I'm saying it out loud. For me, it's not like an easy I love you. When I say it, it has
You mean it.
but it's a mean it, but it's not I don't know. It's not something I would just say like, yeah, I love you. Even though if it's true,
Just for
it's
the
not.
sake of
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Then another thing I like about Portia is that I don't know if this is related to the MBTI again, because I am an introvert thinker. So everything goes in my head basically first. And I am very like all the time inside of my own thoughts. But Portia is more social. Like, she externalizes a lot of emotions, everything. So I think it's related to this difference in character. But I am very negative person. So if you ask me, like, the is the glass full, half full of half empty, I would always say it's half empty, because for me, when you see a negative perspective of things, you cannot be disappointed, because if you expect the worst and the worst happen, you already were prepared. But if the best thing happened, you enjoy it double, because you were expecting the worst and the best happened. So that, for me, that has been my policy. But because of that, for me it's very difficult to enjoy things. Like I always end up capturing the wrong thing, about everything. But for Portia, I noticed that she always has the brightest explanation for everything. Like all her perspectives are through. I always tell her, like, you have these pink glasses. She sees the life in a pink color, because, for example, someone would do something despicable, and she would be like she would tell me, like, Danny, I don't understand why someone would do this. Like, she cannot comprehend someone on purpose would be evil. And this kind of, like, I always expect the best from people. And this kind of personality is the type of personality that makes you feel like, I don't want to disappoint this person. She always sees the best in me, so I want to be the best version of myself. When I have the choice, I will always want to be the best person. And I noticed that around Portia, everything seems brighter because of this. She always has this hope that, it's not an expectation of, like, I have high expectations. It's about, like, I I know that you can be the best, and I know that, and I don't even have a doubt about it. So you don't want to disappoint her, in a sense. So I've seen, like, how she brightens up people with this. And for me, it's so funny to try to explain to her that sometimes people are evil just because, like, no explanation. And she cannot understand. She will always, until the very very end, until the person tells them, yeah, Portia, I have done this evil thing on purpose, and I don't care. She would still give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, still will try to justify that this person did not have a bad intention. And she has told me that that's something she wants to change, but I hope she doesn't, because it's better to go through life with this kind of brightness. We need a lot more brightness than, actually, I'm a gloom person, and I noticed that because of my negativity, usually that's contagious, but brightness is also contagious. So we need more Portias in this world. I don't want her to start thinking that someone might be lying to her, or someone might not be coming with the best of intention. I want her to keep watching the life like this, because it's very enjoyable to have someone in your life that wants brings the best out of you.
Oh, I was thinking of like balancing that.
No,
You know,
just give
to
the
be, because sometimes also
this
people
ray of
people
sunshine
may take advantage of that. You know, like, oh, Portia is like this. She will believe me.
No,
Like,
but yeah,
yeah,
I know some people, but you're very smart on the other side. You know when to stop. Like, you know when people are actually abusing your kindness. I've seen that.
yeah.
I've seen that you know where, like, to draw the line. It's not like you're naive, but you still, like, still, even that you know that this person is, like, taking, you still will find a way to, like, forgive them, in a sense. Like, you're very forgiving to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's peace in that. Really, it's not for them if I forgive people easily. It's honestly, it's for me. Like, I feel, because why would you hold my peace? You have my peace. Give it
Well,
back
some
to
people like
me.
drama,
I
and
hate.
a
I
lot
know.
of
I
people
don't.
like drama.
Mm-mm. If you think an iPhone is a blender, yes, please go out. I I don't. I hate drama, and that's one thing I really love about Danny too. Drama free. Well, that kind of drama she does is when she's being crazy and hilarious. So that kind of drama is there. But it's been a peaceful home. Like, honestly, it's been a we have we ever fought in
No,
this house? Never fought, like fighting with words, or saying negative things to each other has never happened
no.
in this home. Okay, another thing that I really appreciate about Dani, is how I think it also goes back to her being so, open minded and learning always. Because I have no idea how Dani knows how to work with my afro hair.
Curiosity.
The first she's super curious. I remember this was back when we were on campus. I wasn't living with Danny, that if a roommate that I had from a different culture, and I remember at that time I was using a wig, and I traumatized this lady, I think, for the rest of her life when it came to wigs. In the middle of the night, when I had taken off my wig and she saw me. So going to live with her, I thought I needed to, explain to her, okay, my hair changes, I may change my hairstyle, blah, blah, blah. She started educating me and she was explaining, yeah, oh, I follow this lady from, I think it was Kenya or so, the YouTube girl.
I don't
And
know.
she was like, yeah, I know how they do. Like, she knows how. And literally, the lady has braided my hair with extensions before. And every time, ever since we entered this house, I have never taken out my braids alone. And normally I do it at night because who has time? Like late at night, Danny will be in my room unbraiding my hair with me, and she mostly does all of it. So in those moments, I'm like, I feel so loved and cared for. So yeah, that's another thing I love about her. She knows me. She has learned my culture, or she's curious about my culture, and so that she understands me better, and we can live in peace and in harmony. Not met a person like that before.
No, medase, medase.
Yeah,
So,
that's it.
um,
Oh, Daniel.
related to this, some the things that I learned from Portia. Actually, I admire a lot in general. The in a time like this one, the current one, where we're going to the opposite of what God has created. I love to see femininity in people, and I've always been kind of tomboyish. Actually, if you saw me like when I came to Korea, my clothes, everything, I was not girly at all. I
Yeah,
don't
in
think
the
you.
earlier
My
days.
earlier days, you would see me. I couldn't care less about like my like how I looked, and in my head, I was like, I want to cut my hair. I want to look like a boy. I behaved more like a guy in a sense. I felt more comfortable. But then, like, seeing girls love their femininity, and girls love like it's also part of her authenticity. Is that when I saw her, she was so feminine. Like she knows how to dress herself. She knows how to conduct herself. She knows how to like behave. Yeah, she irradiates this femininity, and I'm like, this is what I strive for. So from the beginning, from when I met her and see her like every Sunday when we dress up to go to church. It's always so funny to see her because I don't know how she does it. Like, and she could be wearing a piece of cloth, and she looks so feminine and delicate. I don't know how she does it, and always so like with modesty. It's never like I'm wearing. No, it's like her personality shines through that. Her smile shines through her clothes. Yeah, you don't see her clothes, but at the same time, she's so harmonious. Yeah, so this
Honey.
yeah, it's so funny, but I actually when living with her, I was like, I want to try to be a little bit more feminine because these times, they're telling like, yeah, women, we should be like more
And
like guys and
empowerment. Yeah.
empowerment and not about wearing skirts or pants. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna start like being more girly and yeah, never at her level, not even close, but
Stop it.
she has influenced that, and I really appreciate that because you see her. So one of the my mom always used to tell me when I was little, I had a very like serious face all the time, very sour, and my mom used to tell me, people know that you're Christian, so it's kind of like they associate this sourness, bitterness with Christianity. But when I see Portia and I see her brightness, I'm like, she's Christian and she's like this beautiful, confident person, like authentic and how feminine she is. And I'm like, I want to be like her. Like I want what she has. I want the happiness. And I don't know the translation is I don't like the translation in English, but in Spanish, one of the proverbs says that a happy heart makes the face beautiful. So I think that is literally Portia. Like her beauty, most of her beauty is natural, of course, but like the brightness of her face and everything irradiates from her heart. So I think, yeah, that one. Yeah, she's a magnet of. She has a lot of admirers. I have to say, how many people have confessed to her when we were living together? Okay, I'm gonna shut up now because you know who you are, ours, sirs. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay, she's gonna murder me, but it's true. She has a lot of admirers.
Thank you,
I am
Daniel.
the first one.
Stop it. She flatters me. It's been just wonderful. It's been a blessing. It just blows my mind how God can love us, show us his love through people that he brings our way, our life, sometimes for a season, but sometimes for a lifetime. And whenever God does bring those people in our way, we should appreciate that and be grateful for that, and also be that person for other people, also loving others, also serving others, just like we have received the love. I know I have received all this love, all this care, this friendship, this sisterhood. I've never had an intimate female friendship like this. Like, this is the deepest female friendship I have had, and it is just golden. And I thank God and I bless God for that. And it's my prayer that wherever this life is taking us, that wherever God takes me, that I can, with what I have learned from this friendship and knowing Danny, that I can also love others. And yeah, that's one thing I'm always praying for, and I struggle to do. And that's why on this channel, so I say love God and love people. It's easier said than done to love people. You could say you love God and you could say you love people, but how do you really show that? Because love is action. And so if you love people, how do you really show that other than saying it? And that's something I'm always challenged to pursue. And so that's why I use that as a motto of this channel also, as a reminder that by God's grace and by his help, I can love him first, and I'll be able to love others also, because I have first received his love. And I think that's the best thing. And God loves us also through people. He shows us his love through people that he brings to us. So every good and perfect gift comes from above. And Danny has been a gift to me. So thank you for your friendship. This has been fun. This has been really fun. I'm glad we captured it. So yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a memory for a long time.
Yeah. As much as, I mean, I'll be making this video public, but really, as much as it's out there for everybody to see, it's really for us. It's just us capturing memories. And I pray that if anybody watches this, they can pick a lesson or two or something that can bless their lives and their relationships too. It's a difficult world. This world is crazy, and we don't, nobody's an island. We need people, and we can be the people that other people need. And so if there is one or two things that you could pick from this sharing, I hope that it can make your relationships better, and it can make you a better person, a better friend, a better spouse, a better partner, co-worker, whatever it is. We are always working with people. So I hope that we can make ourselves available so that God can use us to bless other people, and that he'll bring people in our life to bless us too, especially in seasons when we need it the most. So thank you for watching this video. Until we see you in the next one, it's a bye. We actually have a special way of saying bye, shall we?
Yeah. Bye. 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 Bye.
يلا مع السلامة. يا بنت
Yeah, even though we are going to be separate now, we are still in Korea, we'll be in different cities, but hey, physically distanced, never separated here. It's not happening. I've actually made a special request to God. It's like, you can't take her away. Like, she's going nowhere. She's going nowhere, and I think God understands that.
I am moving inside one of her boxes.
We tried it, but apparently my box was too small. She couldn't fit.
This is a lie. She's sitting on top of a cushion right now. She's not this tall, guys. Don't let her fool you. My torso is too long.
Stop it.